Joe was ordinary. He lived an ordinary life. He had an ordinary job. But there was one thing about Joe that wasn't ordinary. It was his peculiar habit. Every day, at precisely 3:17 p.m., Joe would cross the road. There was no apparent reason for this ritual. No shop on the other side beckoned him. No friend waited. Just an empty sidewalk, mirroring the one he left. Yet every day Joe would perform this action with an almost robotic precision. His neighbors found it odd, this daily pilgrimage to nowhere. Some whispered about a lost love, others about a forgotten trauma, but no one knew for sure. Joe kept to himself. The road stretched out before him, a gray ribbon dividing his world in two. A simple act crossing it. But for Joe, it held a strange significance, a hidden meaning only he seemed privy to. Joe's day was a study in routine. He woke at 6 a.m. sharp, the jarring buzz of his alarm clock a rude awakening. 10 push-ups, 2 eggs, sunny side up, black coffee, always black. His life was a symphony of predictability. Work was no different. A gray cubicle in a gray office, Joe blended seamlessly into the corporate landscape. The road. It held a strange fascination for Joe, a boundary between the known and the unknown. Every day at 3:17 p.m., Joe would traverse that boundary. Was it a need for escape? A longing for more? The road symbolizes journeys, choices made, and paths taken. Did Joe's crossing signify a yearning for a different path? Or something more profound? Crossroads are liminal spaces, thresholds where worlds meet. Could Joe's walk be a foray into a realm beyond perception? One Tuesday, as Joe crossed the road, he uttered a phrase so bizarre, so out of context, that it sent chills down the spines of the few who heard it. "Israel isn't real," he mumbled, his voice barely a whisper, yet sharp enough to cut through the afternoon air. The statement hung there, strange and inexplicable. Was it a joke? A non sequitur from a mind lost in thought? Or was it something more, a clue to the inner workings of Joe's reality? The phrase could be interpreted in countless ways. Was it a political statement? A geographical anomaly in Joe's reality? Or was it a coded message, a clue to a larger, more unsettling truth? Israel isn't real. The words echoed in the minds of those who heard them, a disquieting mantra that seemed to challenge the very fabric of their perceived reality. Trapped in a loop, examining Joe's repetitive existence and the possibility of a simulated reality, Joe's life resembles a repeating loop. The same actions, the same words, the same meticulously timed routine. It's as if he's enacting a script. Could this point to a simulated reality? Is Joe a digital construct in a meticulously designed program? His actions dictated by lines of code? The idea isn't so far-fetched in an age where technology blurs the lines between the real and the virtual. Section 6. The significance of 10. Analyzing the recurring number in Joe's life. 10 push-ups, 10 minutes for lunch, 10 steps to the crosswalk. The number 10 appears repeatedly in Joe's life, a recurring motif. In numerology, 10 represents completion, a full cycle. Whatever the reason, the number 10 serves as a constant reminder. Section 7. The office escape or indoctrination. Is Joe's fixation a source of comfort or a tool for control? Every evening, Joe retreats to his couch, immersing himself in the office. Is this escapism or a way to reinforce his routine? The show could be a tool for control, keeping Joe docile and unquestioning. Joe's reality, our reality, blurring the lines between perception and truth. Joe's story forces us to confront unsettling questions about our own realities. What if our perceptions are carefully constructed illusions? Are our lives governed by forces beyond our comprehension? Technology blurs the line between reality and simulation. Virtual reality and AI change how we interact with the world. Section 9. The existential dread of routine. Exploring the fear of meaninglessness in a seemingly predetermined world. There's an inherent terror in the thought that our lives might be preordained, that our choices are illusions of free will. Joe's meticulously planned day, his robotic adherence to routine, is a coping mechanism. By controlling his environment, Joe creates a sense of order in a world that feels beyond his control. But there's a sadness to this control, a sense of quiet desperation. Joe's life, for all its order, lacks joy, lacks genuine human connection. Joe's journey, our reflection, unveiling the universal questions of existence through an ordinary man's life. Joe's story reflects our own anxieties and uncertainties. We grapple with big questions. What is the nature of reality? Do we have free will? What is the meaning of our existence? Joe's routine mirrors our search for meaning in a chaotic world. We create rituals, seek patterns, and tell stories to make sense of the universe. Joe, in his ordinariness, becomes a cipher for the human condition. His struggles are our struggles. His fears our fears. His story reminds us we are all searching for meaning, connection, or transcendence. Section 11. The Road Ahead. What awaits Joe on the other side? As Joe continues his daily ritual, crossing the road at precisely 3:17 p.m., we're left to wonder, what awaits him on the other side? Will he break free from the loop and forge a new path? Perhaps the next time Joe crosses the road, he'll see something different, or perhaps he'll simply keep walking, his gaze fixed straight ahead.